Big Poppa is going to trim and cook a brisket for you. Here we have a prime brisket. Now the brisket is two things. It's the flat here, and then back here is the point. Kind of goes like this, grows under. So if I cut this at an angle, I would end up with a point, and then I'd have the flat. Now the flat is super lean. The point is super fatty, and that makes the challenge of cooking a brisket. In competition, we actually separate the point and the flat and cook them separately because they both take different techniques to get them just right. But a traditional brisket, we're gonna cook the whole thing. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim this. We're gonna trim some of the fat away. Not a whole lot. I'm trimming the fat away because I really wanna get the smoke on as much meat as possible, and I want my rub bonding to the meat. So here we go. We're gonna leave a lot of fat on the bottom especially, but I'm gonna get rid of a lot of this right here. Now right here, this is called the decal. We're gonna cut that off. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to take the collagen in the meat and you're trying to, through low, consistent heat, you're trying to turn that collagen into gelatin. And that takes a long time at slow heat. Why it takes a long time? If you're cooking at a high heat, the outside of the meat gets hot first. So by the time you get to the center at the temperature you want, it's overcooked on the outside. So why we slow down big pieces of meat are to try and get that really even heat radiating into it, and so we get a consistent ending temperature from near the edge to the center. Now I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. If you see like brown stuff, it's okay to trim that off. Corner off because it's really probably not going to be too edible. Couple things to keep in mind. If you notice, I cut that tip off at an angle here. That's because be aware where your grain is. When you're slicing meat, you always cut against the grain. That means your knife is across the grain. That's the way you'll have the most tender meat. If you took this and sliced it this way, it wouldn't be near as tender. And it's a mistake a lot of people make with turkeys, chicken, and steak even. So always be aware of where your grain is. Now I'm going to come in here. Try and take just some of this fat off. Okay, I don't mind a little bit of fat here. Fat's flavor, but you don't want fat to be a barrier either. Okay, believe it or not, that's pretty much how we're gonna trim. We want fat because we're gonna foil this brisket. We want it to lay smooth, so I'm gonna come in here, just clean this up just a little bit. I'm gonna still leave about a ½ inch of fat, but I'm gonna take this fat off. Now, when I showed you the point and the flat, this decal will give you a great idea. See how this line is like right here? Well, this is the flat that's going this way. So there's your nice flat. Here's your nice point. Why I want it laying even is I want that smoke. I want it evenly rolling over this brisket. We're gonna add some cash cow stock when we foil, and that's giving it delicious braising liquid. What foil does is it actually accelerates your cook, but also you're taking it from smoking to actually braising. So we're pretty much ready. Now we're gonna inject. We're gonna take 16 ounces of water. We're gonna take cattle prod. Cattle prod is an injection. Cattle prod has a little bit of phosphates. It also has a rendered beef fat and a rendered beef stock that I created. So we're gonna put a 1/4 cup. Some people use stock too, I use water. Okay. Shake it up really good. Now a lot of people over the years have injected things that really don't taste very good in their injection. Now the brisket at the end tastes good. It's my philosophy that everything needs to taste good that you do. So look, I can even, that's like really good beef soup. There we go. Okay, now with the grain, I'm going in there and pulling the needle in, and as I pull on the trigger, I'm removing the needle. So along the grain, insert the needle, pull the trigger, remove the needle as the flow of injection comes out. This is injecting beef goodness. Okay, now the flat's injected. Okay, now I'm gonna go in here and get the point, and we get the point from both sides. I'm gonna hit it with some cash cow. Cash cow is a really great blend of savory seasonings, but also has rendered beef fat in it also. So I'm gonna put the cash cow on it. And then I'm gonna put money. Just a nice even coat. And when you cook anything with cash cow, because I use it on steaks, tri-tip, any beef, and when you see it on the grill, if you do one that has cash cow, one doesn't have cash cow as a base rub, the one without cash cow always looks dry. The one with cash cow starts shining and glistening because what's happening is the dried beef fat that I put on it is now become liquid and it's shiny and it's creating just a nice base for the sauces to swim on the meat. So just a little bit more. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this sit for maybe half hour. And then we're gonna put it on the smoker. There we have our cash cow, our money with cattle prod injected brisket. The HBP, we're about to put the brisket in and we're gonna cook it for about 3 hours. Then we're gonna foil it with some secret ingredients I'll show you later. It'll be done probably in about 7 hours, 7.5 hours. But let's start by putting it to bed. I'm gonna miss this brisket, it was special. And when do you foil? When you see a beautiful, dark, rich brown, the starting formation of bark right there, this is ready. But I'm gonna show you a temperature here using this trusty thermopin. Is never without me here. And I want to see about 160 on degrees. Oh yeah, we're right there. We're about 155, 161 here over in the corner. Hey, let's foil this brisket. So fat side down, because I want the meat to be cooking in the fat. I cook fat side down always. So here we go. We're gonna start by putting some happy ending rub on it. I like happy ending. We're gonna take some butter. This is some Irish butter. We'll put 4 little tabs on it. And this is gonna be the tricky part here, because I'm gonna get, in here, I have cash cow. It's 7 tablespoons for 32 ounces. I'm gonna put a cup in this brisket. One of the reasons why I'm also fat side down is I don't want it really swimming in liquid right away because I'll lose the bark. You know, watch this. I'm gonna come up here. I've got it really tight. Now, a couple things I want to do to avoid leakage. I'm making sure that that folds above the liquid line. I'm tight. It's beautiful. This has probably got about 3 hours to go. There we go. Be good. Big Poppa back at you. I think the brisket's done. I'm gonna come in here with the thermopin. I'm not even gonna look at the temperature because I don't care. I'm going by feel. I want it to be effortless, like minimal resistance, and look at that. I mean, a toddler could stick that probe in. So we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna put it in the whole pan and we're gonna cover it. So we're just gonna let it rest, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're gonna let it sit out just in the open. We're nice and warm here today. If you're at home and it's a little cold, your countertop's fine as long as you got the towel. So we'll be back in a little bit to slice up some brisket for you. This has been resting for about 2 hours. Look, it's jiggly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut against the grain, and when we get about to where the point and flat meat, we're gonna cut the other way. So let's just see if this is any good. This is IBP prime brisket. You see I left the fat on it. Then we come over here. We get it all with a little happy ending. Look at that nice, juicy prime brisket. That works.